Hello, hello, dear viewers, friends, and all of that juicy goodness. Welcome back to ARK Primal Fear. This is TBT from the future. And by the future, I mean this intro is being recorded after the episode takes place. Why is that, you may ask? Well, I'm so glad you asked, random voice in my head. And the answer is because part of the footage just got screwed. Like, I don't know what happened. It was very laggy, and in the course of the editing process, I just decided it was better to get rid of it. Thankfully, most of what you're about to see is still there. So, hopefully we got through it. Now, there is another little problem. But this one's my fault. So, OBS updated, as it does. And I forgot to reset my mic, because for some reason I have to do that. It will, whenever it updates, or even just periodically, it just forgets that my mic exists. So, I didn't think to do that, and, oops. So yeah, my audio, my voice, is not been recorded in this, which is unfortunate. However, it is what it is. I'll be going back over the episode and just kind of recording my thoughts on it. I apologize for that, but yeah, not much to do about it now. Now, before we actually dive into the video, first off, if you find yourself enjoying it, do me a solid, hit that like button, comment, subscribe, all that juicy goodness, and be sure to turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. All that really does help me out. Love getting support for this channel. You know, honestly, like, especially with this Let's Play, it does help keep me motivated as well. And it's not that I'm not having fun, it's just that I'm ready for ARK Ascended. I'm ready to work on the ARK review. I'm hoping I have time to get to all that. I just don't know if I will, and if I don't, I'm going to be upset because I said I would do it, but oh well, it is what it is. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about what we've got going on here. You'll see I have upgraded to tech on some levels. And the reason why I've done that is that I wanted this thing right here, the S+ Tech Transmitter. With this, if you know what it does, long story short, taming will be much easier. Let's say I want to go get an Alpha Deinonychus. All I have to do is click this, and it will give me a list of them. I can figure out the level I want, click that, and if we look at the map here towards the right side of the screen, you'll see a very pale blue square here. This is important because this is the rough area where you will find this particular Alpha Deinonychus. And you can see we got another one way up here, level 145. Alright, I wanted to show that off real quick. And inside my house, we've got a tech replicator. And I figured that just looks awesome, right? I love the way that's positioned. Okay, and one more thing. We've also got some demonic parasaurs. Now, what happened was, Pele is in my inventory. This is her daughter. This is her sugar daddy that I tamed, so that way we could actually make new demonic parasaurs that are imprinted. And so far, so good. Hopefully we'll get the best stats soon, and we'll be on our way. Now, before we cut away, let me talk about what you're going to be seeing today. What you're going to be seeing today is, whenever this video comes out, you're going to be seeing me battle the Chaos Guardian, which is just a gigantic Chaos Wyvern. That's what it is. And, yeah, like I said, some of the footage was very, very laggy, so I just decided to edit it out and save myself a headache. And save you guys a headache. So we start, like, a third of the way through the boss fight. And, you know, that's fine. I'm fine with that because, quite frankly, it's not that entertaining of a fight. But I hope you guys get some enjoyment out of it, and that's probably the last time you're ever going to hear me say it's not that entertaining while on a video, because that's the whole point. Anyway, I think that about covers everything. Okay, and here we are in the middle of, well, not in the middle, it's like towards the beginning of this fight, like I said in my intro, which, by the way, was recorded before I recorded over this. So do with that what you will. Like I said, the actual visuals of me going down here and summoning this thing are just not there. And, like, the footage just was fucked. I still don't know what was wrong with it. But yeah, somewhere in this absolute mess is the Chaos Guardian. You can see his health bar. You can see all the damage numbers. You can't see much else. Oh, there he is right there. Yeah, we're in the Wyvern Trench right now. Like, we are in that, yeah, we're in the Wyvern Trench because, and I'll tell you why. So, you cannot build traps for these two bosses anymore. In fact, you can't build traps for anything past the Emperor and Empress. If you do, they'll walk right through it. What you can do is you can use the terrain to make a trap yourself. And the whole point of those traps that people used to build was to restrict this flying boss's ability to fly. You know, trap them in one spot. This, by summoning it in this small space, we accomplish very much the same thing. Now, I'm stuck in there with them, but I'd still be in danger regardless of what I do. Like, I think this is actually a much more clever solution than... Oh. I apologize for that. My dad came in, so I had to stop it. He's just telling me what we're doing for dinner, which is fantastic. You know, always good to have the day planned out. Yeah, there you go. There's a good look at it. It's just a wyvern. It's just like an ice wyvern with, like, the chaos effect on it. And it's massive. And I am on the Reaper Empress, and you can see we're doing pretty well here. I have to heal. I will say I think these fights, they have things I don't like about them. And chief among them is, the biggest problem with this is that visually it's just not very interesting. Although I will also admit that's partially due to the fact that, here, we're gonna crank that down a bit. Yeah, it's visually unappealing because it turns into damage numbers, explosions all over the screen. Yeah, whoop-de-doo, you know? Like, I can't tell what's happening other than I'm pressing a button and there's damage. But what I do like about it is that you have to be careful with your resources, and your resources being your potions and your stamina. Because in order for me, the player, not to die, I have to be keeping my stamina potion on my Reaper, so that way it stays in powered up mode. Because as long as it's in powered up mode, I'm protected. I have to keep the potions going to keep her health up, because otherwise she'll die. Like, there's one moment here, might have already happened, but I don't think so, where I almost forgot, and her health just started dropping like a rock. It was like, oh shit, you know. And without the potions, I would not have won this fight. And I think that is an interesting mechanic, and that's a test. That's a proper test of what this mod has been trying to teach you. And it's like, it's not an arbitrary thing. You have to be careful with it. Especially given that in a more open scenario, the boss can just fly away. It can just fly around you. I think if I were to do this fight again, one thing I would do differently is I would do it in a more open area. Still confined, but more open than this. And I would use an army of Celestial Wyverns in addition while riding the Reaper Empress. Because either that or an army of Celestial Rexes. And probably the Indominus as well. And the reason for that is that if this thing is gonna fly around, I at least want it to be focusing on minions and not flying in circles around me like a typical ARK creature, because it's too fast to get in and stay in one spot. Like, the AI in this game is laughable, and that's honestly part of the reason you get this. So I'm not blaming the mod devs at all. That's the ARK AI. Now, the AI did get better with time, but still, this is what this turns into. There's no strategy here. It's just left-click simulator. You go. The only strategy is I have to go into. Oh, here we go. Here we got an overview. You still can barely see anything, but at least we can kind of see what's happening. And it's the two of us are in each other's faces, biting each other, blast images. It's a full Danny DeVito. So I started blasting, but it's from both of us. Like, it's just crazy. Yeah. So I have my gripes with this fight. With like, oh, and here's I don't remember why I had to pause. I think this was at the time I had an interruption to deal with. I think it was probably Charlie, actually, and I wanted to hit the pause button because I didn't want to have to get up and go, yeah, it was Charlie, who you cannot hear because, as mentioned, this video was one of the ones where I forgot that because OBS updated, I had to reconnect my mic. Yep, I said that in the intro, and I'm saying it again. I don't know why this pause is taking so long. I may edit that out. We'll see. Probably not. But I gotta tell you, like, yeah, I'm just noting the time stamp right now, so I know if I have to go back here and get this out, I will. I think the concept, yeah, here we go. Nah, leave it. The concept here works. Like, this would be a very good test and a very good fight, and thankfully, some of the later ARK bosses are decent. I don't think there are any that, in grand scheme of things, as overall bosses, I would say, are truly good. Well, okay. There are some that are good, but not great. I think you need a lot. To make a boss fight really special, it takes a lot of work. Like, I think the boss needs to have memorable lore, and only a few of the ARK vanilla bosses actually do. And these ones from this mod certainly don't. But then again, they would fall under the same category as most of the other ARK bosses. They would be considered quote-unquote guardians. Like, if you were to do a map specifically for Primal Fear, all of these, like, tier 3, like, I think bosses tier 3 through 6 would be guardians. And then the tier 7 bosses would be the Overseer. Or that equivalent. And this is, by the way, this right here it's the same strat as with the Emperor. You want to get that dot going. You want to get that dot going as quickly as possible. Now, and unlike, you know, the minions that are summoned here are very annoying. Like, they are horrendously irritating. And again, that's why you have to keep your stamina up, because you will die very quickly if you don't. Like, if your creature is not powered up and protecting you from being hit by, like, all that juicy goodness, you're gonna get hit by a dark laser from one of these dark griffins, and it's gonna murder you. But to touch again on something else, like, I think there's a lot of potential with the Primal Fear bosses, and if Primal Fear migrates to ARK Survival Ascended, whoop, I just accidentally hit Windows there. If it does migrate to ARK Ascended, and they do put out the dev kit that allows that to be possible, I would love to see them take the time to do lore for these bosses. Because there's some interesting potential, like Chaos, Spirit, Demonic, and Celestial. Like, give it to me. Give it to me how this came to be. I mean, yes, obviously like, it would just be a creation of the ARK Station. And we know the ARK Station can do that because it's done similar things. But you could also have the Chaos creatures, and like, Chaos and Demonic are definitely Team Evil, quote unquote. But what if it's another aspect of the corruption from the molten element? Like, it started to seep into the stations now. That'd be pretty screwed. That'd be pretty cool. Like, I don't know how you'd do it, but it's just like a thought that popped into my head. You know, let's get some more. Again, that's part of how you make a good boss fight. Like, you can have the best mechanics, which is not this mod's fault, but none of these do. That's just a product of ARK itself. You can have the best mechanics. If the boss doesn't have a memorable design, no one's gonna care. And just having a good story for it is icing on the cake. Like, I could list off a lot of the bosses from the FromSoft games I've played, simply because not only do they look cool and have good mechanics, but they have a great story to them. Like, I don't know why the Chaos Guardian is here. I don't know why he's only summonable. I just know he exists, and I need to beat him in order to progress. But, like, and it's not a huge deal, because you're really playing Primal Fear, I think, for the difficulty, for the challenge. But it would just be, like, icing on the cake. Yeah, and I actually think that this tier of bosses is my least favorite period so far, because you don't really get anything for killing them. Yeah, you get some tetrams, I think, but you don't get any armor. At least I didn't. You don't get any armor. You don't get a tameable, summonable version. I know there's a chance of a Spirit or Chaos Wyvern that is tameable appearing as a result of this, but it doesn't matter because you don't actually receive a Chaos or a Spirit Orb for killing them. You just receive the engram that allows you to do that. And that's really what the problem here is, right? Man, this guy's almost dead. I will admit that this was several days ago when I actually recorded this footage. So I'm like, man, we're killing him fast. There's still like 12 minutes of video left. What the hell do they do with the rest of the day? Yeah, I don't remember everything. That's just because I've had so much to do. But I do remember that my biggest complaints here are this fight doesn't really give you much in the way of loot, nowhere near what it should. And the minions are insufferably annoying, and this crap. Look at this. Like, there is potential for this, given what attacks the Chaos Guardian has, like, there's the potential for a really cool fight. Now, again, another part of that is my fault, because I summoned him specifically in this location to mimic a trap, but you could still do something cool with it. It's, I think, the fault of the game, like the core game itself, and the crappy, like, boss AI, like the crappy AI that the game has that prevents you from really doing much with it. Like, in any other situation, you should definitely have, and could have a situation where if the boss is in an area that's disadvantageous to it, it will try and leave that area and attack you. Like, this guy, if he tried to fly away, and then went and roosted right on the ledge there and just shot down at me, I'd be screwed. Like, I'd be absolutely boned, and there's no way I would, well, I would probably have to take a death in order to get out of that situation. And then I would be able to come back, engage him, but my Empress would be stuck down there until I defeated it and got it out of there, and was able to get her out. But you see what I mean? Like, and that's asking a lot. Oh my god, we're doing so much damage. Okay, that's 2,000. That's 27,201. I thought it said like 27 million for a second. I'm like, whoa! Yeah, we're getting it down. But oh, I think I know what we do. We actually go and make. Yeah, I think I make the Chaos Orb. Because originally what I wanted to do was I wanted to do the Chaos and Spirit Guardian in the same episode, but it ended up not working out that way. Like, and I want to point out that for what it is, this fight is a challenge. Like, having to keep track of that resource, it did produce a level of like, oh shit, I need to pay attention. Like, because I gotta tell you, the first time you fight, oh, and we paused it again here. I don't know why. Okay, hopefully it doesn't last too long. Yeah, I apologize for these. Like, I wish I could tell you. Okay, what I was doing was probably Charlie. If I had to take a guess again. I guess in the future, what I could do to avoid this problem is just record over it right after I realized it. But I didn't realize there was a problem until several days later, which is something I could have easily solved by just getting it right the first time. And just like, oh, mic check, are we live? You know, that. So that's what I'll be doing in the future. You know, mistakes were made, you learn, you move on. I actually think this is the last video that's affected by that, but I'm not 100% certain. And let me tell you, as of me voicing for this, I have no fucking clue what I'm going to do for a thumbnail. I'm just like the obvious solution is summon it again, but yeah, there we go, we got him. See, and what did I get for my trouble? Engram, Chaos Orb. Oh no, I did get some loot. Like, I got over encumbered. I gotta go to check it here in a second, probably. Oh, I thought it said I was encumbered, so maybe I didn't get anything? I do gotta say, I love the look of the chaos creatures, like that just like, that warped thing, but it makes me want to know more about them again, because you have demonic creatures, which are creatures that try to, like, literally were tempted, like, by hell, and sold their souls, like, you know in Baldur's Gate 3, how Karlach has the infernal engine in her? Like, that's what I think happened to the Demonic Reaper Empress. Like, they stuck the infernal engine in her, and that's why she is the way she is. Side note, Baldur's Gate 3, very good game. I'm half tempted to do a playthrough of it, but I don't know. You can let me know in the comments if you'd like to see it. Won't be anytime soon, because that's a game I would like to play with a group of people. So, yeah. And also with Survival Ascended coming out and me wanting to get through Elden Ring, there's just a lot there to do. So, plus, again, I've still got stuff going on in my personal life that I have to deal with, so we're taking care of that. But yeah, this is the fight, and you get the Chaos Orb, which is quite expensive, but, you know, not unreasonable. That's what I will say. There are expensive items in this mod, but none of them are very unreasonable for where you're at in the game. You know what's funny? I actually think that Chaos and Spirit Orbs aside, if you wanted to, you could theoretically skip these bosses entirely. Because if I'm not mistaken, you don't get a tribute or any kind of thing for having defeated them that you then need to use. Like, you don't get a soul, you don't get a hide, you don't get blood. You just get, like, you get the engram. If you wanted to, you could skip them and go right to tier 5. I don't think I would recommend that, because you want to tame spirit and chaos creatures. Like, from what I've seen, they are absolutely disgustingly powerful, and you want them. I also am going to take a moment to correct something that I will probably correct again in a future video, where spirit and chaos creatures are... Oh, okay. Sorry about that, I misclicked. But, yeah, spirit and chaos creatures are like... They're crazy. But I'm wondering if you could actually do tier 5 without them. Maybe. But again, wouldn't recommend it. They're insane. And my thing that I wanted to correct myself on, which you'll see it when we get to that video, but they are actually, as further research has confirmed to me, they are roughly on par with one another. It depends on which creatures you're talking about, which individual creatures you're talking about. But it's supposed to be like 35 to 45 times more powerful than a normal creature. But what that means for each individual creature depends on which one it is. So it's like, I'm like, wait a minute, why doesn't that apply to the Celestial and Demonics? Why are Celestials objectively ever so slightly, mind you, like, they're still ridiculously powerful. Why are they slightly weaker than Demonics? Like, you've got the ones that sold their souls or did something. How the hell a Parasaur knows to make a deal with the devil, I don't know. Again, give me lore. Give me lore. But, yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah, we're reaching the end of, the actual recorded footage there. Do I kill this guy? I think I go, no, I'm not doing that. Dodo wyverns are no joke, by the way. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this fight. I will tell you right now, I did not. Well, I think it has potential, but overall, I did not. Hello, hello, and welcome back to, this time, not the start of an episode, but rather the end. This is once again TBT from the future. I hope you guys enjoyed the video you just saw. I will say that having watched it and edited it, I ended up enjoying it more than I thought I would. But I gotta tell you, at the time when I recorded it, I was not. But that's partially because I was just in a bad mood at the time and I was stressed out. So, but you know, we've taken care of business, and yeah. Oh, what the fuck? What? Spirit Dragon is tameable with Spirit Boss Kibble. Okay, cool. Well, you learn something new every day. In any event, yeah, that was a hell of a fight. That was the first of the Tier 4 bosses that we had to kill. The next episode will be fighting the Spirit Wyvern. I'm hoping that goes as smoothly. And I gotta tell you, probably gonna fight it in the exact same place because that just made life easier. But we'll see. I might try and look for a place that's more scenic or dramatic, but I'm just really not in the mood to deal with flyer nonsense. Especially not with a flyer that big. Now, okay, let's see. I'm thinking a little bit here if I got anything else I need to cover. Because this is, even though this is in the future, this is still off the, like, somewhat off the cuff, right? So, okay. I think we're actually covered here. But yeah, that's the first one down. Next episode will be the next one. And hopefully we can tame some spirit creatures after that. And then hopefully gear up for Tier 5, because, oh boy. But, yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm still in... Oh, what the hell? Don't blow up on me. I almost exploded myself. Anyway, yeah, that's gonna do it for today's episode. Once again, if you enjoyed it, do me a solid, hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. It really does help me out. I'm trying to grow and build the channel, and any amount of support helps. But, yeah. With that, all that being said, this has been TBT. I'm signing out, and I will catch you lovely people on the next one.